we've got that going. We've got everything going here. There we go. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. They're here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and today, well, actually, I've got the woods right here. Hold on one second, people. Let me check this out. God, I hope this works. Hold on one second. Let's see if this works. Nope, not display. There we go, the woods, people. Yes, indeed. It's starting to get a little bit cold out there, so I get the one last chance out here to be in the woods. For you great people, we just had a nice, gosh darn it, I wish I could have done this a little bit sooner. Just had the sunset go down there. So a nice little view in the background there. Some great stuff out there. Yes, indeed. Actually, just got done with a box open of, the Alterna comics out there. They had their... I always get this confused. I think it is the summer campaign there. So they got plenty of books out there for you to check out. So we're just gotta open that up, check that stuff out. So got some nice stuff there for you great people. If anybody wants to check some of that stuff out or see what some of the other books are. What was it? Downcast and Wolf and Batsy. There was a couple, what was it, Agent 77, couple of other ones there as well. So some great stuff out there. I always like the thank you that some of the campaigns do out there. They make it say, hey, thanks a lot for checking out. And just a little bit of an extraness out there to check it out. So, anyways, great to have everybody here. Let me get back to it here, people. Great to have everybody here. I took a little bit of a siesta out there. A professional stream equals false, says Marco for Anthony. Yes, indeed. Actually, I need to do the... we labeled this a bare bones out here because that is technically what it is. So let me... I still have to do a whole bunch of other stuff here. So we'll be getting to this kind of in fits and starts here, but that's all right. Let me go ahead and copy website. Do the thing with the thing. It's good to have Marco for Anthony here. Great to have all of you people here. You know what? You could be doing any number of things on a Saturday evening, but you're spending it here with Bear, so he does appreciate that, even though he is not doing even up to Bear's professional standards. It's not going, at least today. But that's all right. That's why we have it labeled Bare Bones. So there we go. There we go. The chat, finally. Oh, good to see VM here. Great to have VM. Yes, indeed. Oh, gosh, he had a... Oh, shoot, I forgot to bring that. I'll have to do that the next time, VM. I meant to bring the... I think VM was asking about the Titan Artist Edition out there, kind of what the size was and everything. I didn't have that right in front of Bear, so, gosh, I'll have to make a note for Bear and... do that at another time there, but yeah, definitely go check out. Oh gosh, I don't even have that ready, do I? Do check out the Titan campaign out there. Yes, indeed. I just wanted to, while I still got a little bit of sunlight here, let me get back to it here. Where are we? Here we go. The Blood Realm. We actually had some other stuff here. Let me find them. We got from the Alterna comics out there. We've got, let's see, what is this? A Downcast? We've got Downcast out there. Gosh darn it. The claws, they just aren't what they used to be. Baron Rat in Cheeseland. There we go. Very nice. Baron Rat in the Cheeseland. Yes, indeed. It needs to be, Bear in Salmonland. Yes, indeed. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with these. Unit 44? Very cool. And Bear made a mistake in the box open. He thought it was $1 a piece. They're actually $2, but still, a very great deal. Really great deal out there. Unit 44 out there. Some good stuff there. Bear is one of Bear's favorites out there. Wolf. The Wolf and Batsy out there. I like the artwork. Sewer Skewer out there. Yes, indeed. And of course you had your, it came out on a Wednesday, but it's actually Saturday. So it came to Bear on a Saturday. Yes, indeed. So there we go. Nice little stuff there from Alterna Comics. Some great stuff out there that you can check out. There we go. There's Wolf and Batsy. There we go. Looks good. A beer approved. So do check that out. I've been enjoying some of the stuff from the Alterna comics out there. Not only do they have a really good deal out there as far as some of their books, but they also have some great books as well. So you're actually, where do I have the iPad here? We'll do an iPad review here in just a minute. They just came out with the new iPad. People are asking about that. Beers has his own interpretation on some of this stuff with the iPad. But anyways, while we had some of the nice weather and still lit out here, I tell you what, we were trying to do the box opening, kind of doing an intro, and it's like, all right, we're gonna do it with the sun setting and everything. The sun had already set. Like, why, what the heck? It's like changing seasons or something. There is actual climate change, people. It happens like 4 times a year. It's very strange for beer. So, anyways, this was kind of the little bit of a last hurrah out here in the woods. Beer's gonna start to make his way back to the cave out there. So, might be a couple days where, once again, it's a little bare bones out there. So, very good. I enjoyed the Alterna. We'll have that up in probably a couple days or something like that. Still gonna do the HDR and all that fun stuff for you good people. Still trying to do out the HDR stuff. I hope people are enjoying that. It takes like 10 times as long, so you're like, I hope people actually enjoy this and Bear's not just wasting his time out there. But anyways, there we go. There is that. For crying out loud, I am not. Come on. Got the internet trouble still in the woods, but that's alright. That's alright. We will figure it out together here, people. Alright, where was Beer? Actually, I had a number of things to get to here, and I never did it on the OBS here. So let me give Beer just a moment here, and we'll get right on into it here, because I didn't even get an outline done. I should have written down some of the outline that I wanted to talk about here, but actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Since some of the people out there do check that out, let me go back to the thumbnail here real quick. 1 second here, people. Bear with Bear here. There we go. Let's see here. Can you see that? I might have to twist this down just a little bit here. There we go. There we are. So yes, we're going to do kind of a quick... this actually almost actually became a tech channel. It wasn't going to be a comic book channel. So I got a little bit of a tech review, but we'll kind of put it into kind of comic related stuff here. Let's see. And for why the bear takeover will never happen, let's see. They only have dial-up in the woods. This is true. And this is what happens when you abscond the neighbor's Wi-Fi out there. So let me get to it here. 1 second. Do the thing with the thing. And then you do the thing. And then, where am I? Oh, for crying out loud. One of these days. Oh, no, not that. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Okay, so anyways, beers. Should have cleaned it up first before we did a review of this thing here. So anyways, we got the iPad here, the iPad Pro out there. They just released the brand new one out there. Lots of the tech places are saying, don't get it, you don't ever want it or anything like that. It's just waste of money and all that sort of stuff. Bear would probably agree with about 80 to 90% of what some of the people are talking out there. So Bear got the iPad here as kind of a different use case than I think a majority of the people out there that are just kind of using the pencil out there to draw on and stuff like that. Bear doesn't draw that well. I tell you what, people, you do not want to see Bear drawing out here, but I did not get it for any of that stuff. Basically, what Bear was trying to use the iPad here for was a second screen. So he wanted to have a second screen to be able to use some of the different HDR stuff out there. So at the time, Bear was actually looking for a second. Let me tilt this over. Let's see if we can get the computer. Let's see. Do I have anything in there? Could be. Okay, nothing. There we go. So we got the computer over there. Was trying to connect I connected the iPad up to it, or excuse me, trying to connect a external monitor to it. About the time, a good decent one, about $1,500 or so, maybe $1,200 if you can kind of find them on sale or something like that. So, well above kind of what the normal monitors that you might see kind of in the stores and whatnot. You're trying to get a little bit higher of a pixel count and also a color gradient as well out there. So looking through all of that, about that time the iPad came out. So actually what they did was they have the really fancy, what do they call that, the XDR? I think they call that the XDR display that they have. Apple makes $5,000. That's crazy. Crazy amount. A bear could not anywhere close to afford that. So I was looking, just trying to see different monitors out there. And then they came out with the iPad. Basically the same display technology that they have with the XDR display out there. So this actually became a Bear's second display. Would be able to use that color correction, stuff like that. It worked out, but again, kind of the main problem with the iPads here is they don't have the main, over here on the main computer, they don't have the same operating system. So you can't use some of the, like for example, Bear's cutting together on the box open for Alterna here, cutting it together through a Final Cut out there. They don't have a Final Cut application for the iPad here, even though it is running a more powerful chip than Bear's computer is. So there are kind of some weird things along those lines. Pardon me. I just had some chicken wings. Oh, those were delicious. They came out with it, but they didn't have a lot of the apps and stuff like that that would truly make it a professional system. You had hardware that was way, way, way above where the software is out there. So when they came out with the next generation here just a couple days ago, they put in the M2 chip in here. Again, if you're just using this for drawing, if you're just using it for, surfing the web or checking it, this is overkill. You don't need this for any of that sort of stuff. But if you are going to be doing some video editing out there, it's going to be very interesting. Bear has never checked out DaVinci Resolve out there, but it's actually coming to the iPad here for free. You pay for the upgraded version, but for free, people. So that'll be kind of interesting. It might be very interesting to check out and see if whether or not the iPad might actually be a good replacement for the computer here. Wish that it had it's a tablet, so it's not a monitor replacement or anything like that. Wish that it was a little bit bigger. It's 12.9 inches, I think it is here. So very cool. A really good machine. Does everything that you need to do as far as a tablet. Just wish that it had some of the more advanced systems out there. So it'll be really interesting to see when DaVinci Resolve comes out, to see if that works on the iPad and does, especially some of the longer projects. It probably will handle the shorter projects just fine, but kind of the difference between the iPad and the computer, the main difference is cooling. This is just kind of passive cooling, while the computer has a fan on it. So maybe some of the longer projects might take longer because it doesn't have that cooling. It will kind of do the thermal throttling on this sort of stuff. But that's fine. That's fine. It's a tiny little tablet out there. So very interesting. Want to look more into it. So a lot of the tech places are saying, we can't even use the M1 display or M1 processor. Why put in an M2? It's the same thing. Well, they actually have some video encoding in the M2 processor. So might make the videos come out pretty quicker if you get the second version there. So anyways, a very interesting third party came out with some video software before Apple even did. So craziness out there, people. Alright, anyways, let's get back to the main chat here. See what everybody has to say. Has stunned people with Bear's brilliance out here. Let's see, Marco for you, Anthony. Well, let me put it up here. Crying out loud, I got the OBS here. Got the OBS. Let me try it. Yeah, for crying out loud. And I need to tilt this back up, too. I need to tilt that back up. That would help. There we go. I'm sure 80-90% of the people here probably don't want to have anything to do with the iPad. They just said, hey, I want the comics instead. So, whatever. Whatever. All right, let me get back to it here. Let me do the thing. With the thing. And then you do the thing. There we go. Yes, Tech Bear. Again, kind of an interesting... Bear originally was going to do a tech show. Yeah, that's kind of the kind of idea behind the whole Bear channel there. And then ComicsGate came along and was like, hey, let's check out some comics instead. Who cares about tech stuff? Who cares about tech stuff there? Anyways, let's see. Depends. All of my tech. Oh, excuse me. Out of all my tech, use my iPad the most. Feel sorry for my laptop that is collecting dust. Again, it kind of depends on what you're doing. If it's just kind of surfing email or surfing the web, checking email, light test stuff like that, just kind of minor apps. Yeah, your iPad's going to do just fine. Gosh, they've got so many different ones. The new base level iPad, the iPad. Just the iPad. Kind of interesting deal. They got... Oh, shoot. I flipped off there. Let me get back to it. They got the pencil for it, but let's see. Let me get back to it here. There we go. So it's got the pencil here. Get the pencil here. The old ones had a tip on the very end of it where you took off the tip and you kind of plugged it into your iPad and it had this thing that was sticking out the whole time. Kind of stupid. So they got this new pencil here that you just, if Bear can do it, for crying out loud, Bear's claws. It sticks to the top here, and that's how it charges as well. So the new iPad that they the new iPad that they came out with uses the old pencil, but it's got a USB-C port there, so you have to buy an adapter for your brand new pencil, or the old pencil to be able to plug into your new iPad. So kind of odd. Tim Apple, what the hell are you doing, man? So probably 80 to 90% of people's business they can probably get done just on regular iPad. What's the other one called? The iPad Air? Let's see, they got the iPad Air, the iPad Pro, and there's two different flavors of iPad Pro. It gets confusing, people. So anyways, very cool, very nice. Good iPad out here, but probably overkill. Overkill for most people. Again, Bear has a different use case than normal out there. Mainly video work, but there you go. Yeah, you could probably... Oops, that's not it. We'll get to that in just a minute. We'll get to that in just a minute. There we go. So anyways, let's see. What was... Beer got all switched up here. Feel sorry for my laptop that is collecting dust. Yeah, again, if the iPad would be able to do video, yeah, I would totally switch that out, but it can't do it, so the old computer still stays here. There is an adapter you can connect an HDMI cable to. Ah, yes. Oh, for the iPad or for the computer? The newer MacBook Pros do have the HDMI thing in there, but Bear's actually, I don't know where it is, but Bear's got the adapter for the HDMI thing as well. Let's see. Have my iPad run through my TV? Yeah, yeah. You can probably do it with AirPlay as well if you've got Apple TV. Tech Bear. I've got the Pros also. Yeah, there you go. My first iPad suffered a terrible fate, so I got a bigger one. Yes, indeed. Bear's first iPad was the original iPad Pro. Pretty cool. I like the really big screen on it. It was really great, especially content consuming and stuff like that. The new iPad here, the one that he has here, has HDR, so it's a great... watching videos and stuff like that. It's really great for that. Put on your headphones and enjoy yourself. Let me get this out of the way so we can see Wolf and Batsy. I can't put this on top here. There we go. Now it sticks. Oh, iPad. There we go. So yeah, Bear would actually be using that right now if it wasn't for the table being very cluttered here. It normally uses that as a second screen, although OBS just gets really... OBS will crash on it on many occasions out there. So, anywho, let us get to some actual... let's do some... I'm going to need to do it here in just a minute. Let's see. Do we want to do campaign updates or news? Let me see if I can get some of the campaign update stuff here. Because Bear's been away for a good while, so he's got a number of them coming up here. Let's see here. What the heck is that? Oh, for crying out loud. I tell you what, it's that time of year, people. Alright, oh gosh, I'd have to bring each one of these in. I don't have... gosh darn it, I don't have all this stuff in here. Okay. Let's see, Dragonguard, Lepresti, Shane Davis, Mike Miller, of course. Of course, Mike Miller. And let's see, where is... Okay, here we go. Alright, let me do this, and do the thing, with the thing. And then you do the thing, and then you do the thing. Okay, so there's that one. Let's see. Okay, no, not that. Talk amongst your shells, people. Talk amongst your shells. Bear's trying to get some campaign update stuff here, and he's got to go back quite a ways to find it. Yes, indeed. Okay, there's Mike's. Well, he's got plenty of them. Let me skip that one. Let's see, Shane's. Okay, bring that up with the thing. And then you do the thing, people. Of course. I mean, if you do the thing, that's okay, but then you gotta also do the other thing. Let's see, Dragonguard, okay. There's that. I told you, people, I've got plenty of these. Plenty of these. Let's see, Dragonguard. Here we are. And I know this is exciting for everyone out there. Just hold on, people. Hold on to beer. Hold on for it. Actually, I could probably just put in the outdoors here. At least you can see the sunset. That would be nice. Okay, where's my OBS? Too many screens. This is why beer needs a screen. Let's see. There we are. There we go. Alright, let us see. Let us continue on here. Oh, wait, hold on. Speaking of Dragonguard, what now? What now? Let's see. Yep, I have my nice shiny XM4s. Are those the over-the-ear or the inner-ear stuff? Because I heard good thing about the over-the-ear ones. I took them on a plane, was sitting right next to the engines, and couldn't hear a thing. There you go. Very cool. Very cool. Alright, let's see. Where am I? Let's see. Do I have Cyberfrog, Shane, Dragonguard, is that it? Yes, that's it. Okay, there's that. Dragonguard. Mike got a Kraken. How about that? How about that? Let's see, what was the other one? Oh yeah, finally a Lonestar update. Ay, that book. Trying to figure out which one is cursed. Is it the Enemies of the Self book, or is it the other one? It might actually be. Here we go. Might actually be Lonestar. I still need to do the review of Lonestar 2. I'm glad that Mike is not in a hurry to get that one out. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Alterna Comics is 75% fulfilled. Fulfillment will be done in a week and a half, and this was on the 20th, so 2 days ago. November 1st is the last day to back the summer campaign. So if you like the Wolf and Batsy here, you only got a couple more days to do it. There we go. I'm not going to bring that up, but there we are. Let's see, and then finally, we'll do Mike. What the hell? Let's see, there we go. Okay. You know, Bear had a choice. Do you do all this ahead of time, or do you eat some chicken wings? And Bear said, you know what? I'm gonna do the chicken wings. Gonna do the chicken wings. All of them seem to be cursed lately. Yes, indeed. Over the ear. Okay, I think those are the ones that are going up against the, oh god, what's the Apple one? The Max? Is that what they call that? The AirPod? Was it the AirPod Max or something like that? Yeah, I have $500. Yet, nah, not gonna pay for that. So very cool. I've heard good things about that. Is that the latest one, the XM4? I think that they had a. I know they had a recent update here, not that long ago. Either way, very good. I hear very good things about the Sonys. Very good things about the Sonys. All of them seem to be cursed. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get to campaign updates. Oh, that doesn't look very well. Let's see. Get off of the chat. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna. Cause I don't wanna. Okay, Cyberfrog. Let's do that one. Let's do it. Let's see. Because otherwise, Bear's just reading this along. It doesn't. It's not very fun. So let's. You want to read along together here? There we go. Let's see. Will that work? Oh, I gotta get out of that. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Let me get back to this real quick while I put in the other ones here. Do that. Okay, so that'll be that one. Let's see. Shane Davis. We'll do it the next one up here. Hopefully I'll keep all these in together. Let's see. Shane Davis. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that one works good. Alterna. I could just do Alterna for Alterna. Oh, no, I didn't pull that one up. Okay, let's see. Dragonguard. Oh, just bear with Beer here. This is why it's going to take a minute. Let's see. That one. Okay, Alterna would be Dragonguard. Because I don't feel like sizing all this stuff up here. Okay, so that one works. Okay, and then, let's see. Wraith of God. And I had the artwork for this, but, you know, it was either chicken wings or doing all this work. So, Beer decided chicken wings. Okay, that one works. And then finally, oops, let me scroll that one down. That would be good. And you don't want to dox yourself here. And then finally, Lonestar. Okay. Finally, people. Let's see. Lonestar. There we go. Let's see. Is it not doing it? There it goes. Okay. Good. And let me do you guys as well here. Let me put this in there. Okay, there's that. And there's that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Chicken wings aren't a bad choice. No, they're not. They never are. We have a really good chicken wing place down the way there. You want to support your local folks out there. You know, I mean, they got the chains and all that other stuff, but do the local ones. Let's see. Let me get back to with the thing. I know this is exciting, people. Very exciting. Let's see. Where'd it go? Here we go. Here we are. Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah, beer. Uh-oh. Did I lose my... Gosh darn it. Let's see here. No, we're still good. Yeah, the internet kind of is spotty at best. And Bear's trying to do this all on one screen, so this is interesting work here. Okay, let me do... Okay, so that's there. All right. A drink, people. Yes, indeed. All right. Oh, for crying out loud. YouTube, just shut your face. Let's see, I'm still going. I'm still good. Still good, people. Okay. Let's do some campaign updates, people. Yes, indeed. All right. I'm sorry it took a while, people. Thank you for sticking with Beer here. From Uncle E out here. Yes, indeed. Ethan Van Skyver. Yes, indeed. He says, Salamandroid's a death sting. Spoilers, don't look, people. Don't look. He says, hey, backers. Hey, Uncle E. I hope he's still alive. It looked like he was going to die the other night, so, we may not get Cyberfrog 2 after all. You never know. Beer kids. Hey, backers. I just felt like showing off some line work from Salamandroid's Death Sting. I'm trying to figure out. There's so many titles out there, Bear kind of forget. I believe this is like a. Is it an ash can? I believe it might be an ash can. I don't think this is part of the main book. Bear could be wrong. Oh, we love monsters and superheroes at All Caps Comics. That's for sure. Thanks for making this campaign yet another huge success. He says, still waiting for books from the printer, but I should have them shortly. Truly can't wait. Uncle E, yes indeed. So there we are. There we are. I'm wondering if, oh, sorry people, spoiler alert out there people. This kind of looks like a, maybe a, alternate book out there, or maybe an ash can of some kind. I have not seen some of this artwork before, so the poor guy at the end there, he's like, hey, where's my head go? Where did my head go? Yes, indeed. So yeah, very of course, Uncle E, very detailed out there, but yeah, pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out like it kind of looks like. It's like Cyberfrog, but a human. So I'm wondering if this is kind of a alternate reality type book or something like that. But there you go. There you go. Salamandroid's Death Sting. Actually, hold on. I actually had 1 second here, people. There we go. Doing some B-roll footage out here today for beer. Heads back into the cave here. Actually had, let me bring it up here. Actually had, a Cyberfrog. There we go. I believe this is one of the more rare ones. That would be the Salamandroid cover out there. So there you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, go back to the campaign updates. Yes, indeed. Alright, let's see. Let me get to the, for crying out loud. 1 second here, people. This is what happens when you deal with only one monitor. All right, let's see. There we go. Shane Davis out here. Let's see, what was his book? Inglorious Rex. Inglorious Rex. Oh, of course, it's written right there. Fulfillment has begun. He says, we've been so busy lately. Fulfilling Inglorious Rex? Oh, very good. We forgot to update you that fulfillment has started. Here is a photo of a loaded up van. Let me get to it here, people. I can find it here. There we go. Let's see. Here's a photo of a loaded up van that we had to rent to get the shipments out on. There we go. So there you go. Look at all those great packages out there. Yes, indeed. Very cool. I wonder what some of the difference. I'm gonna guess maybe it's a different tier on some of the different books because some of them are. Looks like they've got. More wrapping or more packaging. You got some of these boxes back here that probably the single issues. I'm gonna guess maybe it might be the singles, and some of the other boxes might be a little bit more stuff in there. So there you go. As of this writing, over 1/3 of all orders have been shipped out. You may not have received your tracking number as of yet, as our focus is on getting orders out ASAP, rather than entering tracking numbers into Indiegogo. But rest assured, your order is likely on the way. Well, except for little Timmy McTimberson's, but that's okay. Be sure to sign up for Inglorious Rex 2, launching on October 30th. So there we go. Thank you for believing in us. We look forward to seeing your photos of you receiving your packages on social media. And on YouTube here. Bear does that. Just opened up Alterna Comics. Yes, indeed. Very good. So there we go. Let's see. That was on the 17th, so he's probably shipped out another van load or so. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Keep the eyes out for Inglorious Rex out there. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get back to. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. Sorry, Marco for Anthony. Let's see. Chicken wings aren't bad. Oh yeah. I'll go with the barbecue chicken pizza. I'm not so sure about that. Half tempted to sell a few pieces of AVS art. I have. Might keep my Salamandroid. Have the original concept art for Rainbow Brute. Wow. That project is kind of in development hell. Yes, indeed. Get more monitors. That's what the freaking, oh, for crying out loud, OBS. Okay, are we back? Are we back? We're not back. Hold on, people. Okay, what happened here? Let's see, we are still good there. Still good there. What's going on? Why is it doing this? Let's see. Hold on, people. Hey. Hey. Okay, is this back? Let's see. Is it working? It says it works. It says it's good. I think it's good. Okay, come on. Thank you, VM. I do appreciate you. Okay, it should be working here. Yes, I see you. I see everybody here. Let's see, it should be working. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's back. Okay, well, that was fun. That was fun indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Spinning circle. It should be spinning. Beer is right here. Beer is right here. Yes, indeed. Oh, of course, he loses everybody here. All right. Let me find out. Okay, let me get back to where beer was originally. One of these days. Maybe, possibly. Okay, there we go. Dragonguard. Bring that up for you good people. I hope everybody heard the very end of that. We shall see. We shall see. All right, let me do the thing with the thing, and hopefully, there we go. There we are. We're okay. Oh, finally. Beer was worried there for a second. Where are all the flies coming from? For crying out loud. I tell you what, people. Try and do it outdoors, and then all of a sudden the flies come. All right, let's see. Am I doing it? Okay. Wi-Fi must be bad at the forest. Well, when you're absconding the neighbor's Wi-Fi, sometimes they might want to watch, Saturday night movie or something like that. And there goes Bear's internet connection. So, there you are. All right, let me get this out of the way. Timmy is cutting Bear off. That's right. We'll get back to the cave and hopefully have a little bit better. It's kind of ironic that a little bit better signal in the cave there. Go figure. Anyways, a progress update from the great Kevin Sharp out here. Hey, Dragonguard fans. Hey, Kevin. First of all, as always, thank you for all the support, I think you meant to say out there, and enthusiasm for the book. That's all right, Kevin. Bear has a hard enough time with English, as it is. I wanted to check in and touch base about the progress. He says we're getting close to wrapping up on colors. 13 more pages, and the colors to the supplemental and colors will be wrapped up, and then we'll just have to get it lettered. Also, we'll be closing up the in-demand store soon, so we can get those orders in while you can. Yes, indeed, people. Go check that out. He has a quick word about refunds. If you're going to do it, go ahead and, let's see, he's discontinuing them. So, hopefully, if you needed a refund, you've already gotten it there. I think it's been in demand for quite a while. I hope this helps with some of the questions about the book. There we go. Ooh la la. There we are. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Yes, indeed. Roar! Roar. I think somebody actually got this page. I think somebody actually had this artwork. I don't know if it was Marco Foriente or not, but some great artwork there. He did not skip ab day at all. Even his abs have abs. That's crazy. It's crazy, people. Yes, it is. Kevin needs an editor confirmed. That's fine. He just needed to reread that stuff real quick because I mean, everybody makes spelling mistakes. Like a couple of the, extra spaces in there and stuff like that. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, as long as he's giving an update, it's all good. It's all good out there. All good, as they say, in the neighborhood. Yes, indeed. Gosh dang gnats. I tell you what. The light attracts the gnats. Alright, let me do the thing with the thing. And hopefully this is the thing. Oh, there we go. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Marco493 says, not I, someone scooped that up before he did. I tell you what, you sure missed out. But you know what? We've got more original art up for sale. That's right. Errol Presti out there. Hey, everyone. Hey. The original perks are up on the campaigns page. The Garbage Man card art has already been sold before I could get this update out. Wow. Somebody really wanted that Garbage Man. Wraith of God, Blood Hunters page 1, and the Kit Carter trading card art probably won't last long. So if you're an art collector, check it out right now, people. Thank you all for your continued support on this exciting campaign. So that was, 4 days ago. So I haven't checked it in the meantime there, but there you go. That is the first page. Very cool. Very cool. Look out, man. He's biting you. He's biting you, man. That's a giant hand. Ay. And of course, Kit Carter. There we go. And there we are. Very cool. It's really hard to keep a great hairstyle when you're in outer space. Yes, it is. Usually it would be all floaty, but no, a very good perm there. You got to hand it to her. That's a lot of work. I mean, us guys, we don't, appreciate half the, stuff like that half the time there. But that's a lot of work to get hair looking that good in outer space. Yes, indeed. All right. Good to have Amy here. Hey, it's one of our favorite bears. Great to see you, Amy. Yes, indeed. We're just on the seat of our pants here trying to get this thing done here because if you ever came to Bear's show thinking that today's the date for a professional show, well, I've got news for you. It's not today, unfortunately. All right, and finally here. Oh, did I do Jawbreakers? We are literally doing this on the seat of his pants here. And Bear doesn't even wear pants. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. All right, is this the one? I hope this is it. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And of course, finally, wrapping up. Wrapping it up here. Oh, this is, pardon me, people. This is the Shadow of the Conqueror. I thought this was Lonestar. Did I think I did the wrong one there, so we'll get through this one first and then we'll go to the Lonestar. Only 8 days left, people. Well, there's 7 days left today. Hey, Shad fans. Hey there. There's only 8 days left in the campaign. Make sure you have everything you want because this sucker is not going in demand. There's a possibility of an extended campaign, but the logistics may not allow it. So for now, we're sticking with the deadline. Also, Shad made an appearance on Drawn and Quartered. They brought it back, people. I can't believe it. They finally brought it back. Craziness. On Mike Miller's YouTube channel this week to talk about Shadow and his future projects. So check it out. And his drawing skills out here. And, of course, all the great people in the chat there as well. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel for more great art and guest appearances by Shad. There you go. So there they are. And, of course, Matt Clausen. And, of course, Kev Hulk. And, of course, the Jerkmonger out there. And, of course, G Prime 85. Whoever the heck that was. There you go. There you go. So all the people out there. Yes, indeed. So 8 days left. Well, 7 days left. 7 days left. All right. I need to get this thing figured out here because I got the wrong one. So let me bring up, if I can find it here. Usually Bear has this already done, but you know what, people? On the scale of things, chicken wings actually overweighs getting prepared stuff done here. So let's see. Lonestar. Okay. There we go. There we are. Still coloring, people. Mike is still coloring out there. I tell you what, I should have just went to Louisiana and found Kelsey Shannon and said, here's a bag of money, Kelsey. Just do it already. Just get this thing done. Instead, we've went through, I don't know, how many colorists, like 5 or 10. It seems like everybody that colors for Mike ends up, something bad happens. So maybe it's a good thing that Kelsey isn't doing that. Hey guys, hey Mike. I got sidetracked by another NFT project. No way. No, you don't say. And now writing Shadow of the Conqueror #2. But I'm all caught up on the pages I have from the colorist / flatter, so nothing to work on really for Lonestar 3. Take your time, Mike, take your time. There's a couple more sneak peeks, but I don't want to give everything away. Page count-wise, I'm done up to page 28, so 20 more to go. So what would that be, 48 pages? Then we're off to the races. Then you actually have to fulfill, Mike, so be careful about that. So there we are. There we are. That guy looks really happy for having a sword right next to his neck. I'm not so sure about that. Not so sure about that at all. But good. I like the paneling that he's doing here. I like that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then of course you've got what was his name? Svarg out there, right? Wasn't that his name? The vampire out there. There we are. And then of course his Marxist henchman out there. There you go. I've actually seen that face on Mike a couple times there. Very cool. There you go. There he is. Very cool. Actually, I like the panel laying out. That's actually really good. Because it starts out with, a Lonestar looking there at that one panel, and then it ends with, what's his name? Svarg out there. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. It bounces around. Yeah, that's pretty good. Mike, you might actually have a bright future in this comic book situation here. We just need to get rid of those NFTs, and he might actually be able to pick up the pen every now and then. He does a pretty good, decent job at this whole drawing stuff out there. Yes, indeed. Anyways, let's see. Amy says, helmets are pressurized or something. No wind to melt. Oh yeah, that's right. The hair. Still though, it's zero gravity, so you'd figure that it would be all kind of floaty out there. But you know what? You gotta give old Kit Carter some credit out there. Yes, down with the NFT apes. Yes, indeed. Or whatever the new one is. It's like what's like the Shibu Inu or whatever the heck the joke. The joke NFT, and then it became a really big thing, and now the guy's doing some sort of, I don't know, it kind of looks like a kraken, I suppose? I don't know. It's kind of a weird Lovecraftian, monster-looking, I don't know, NFTs. I tell you what, people. Surprisingly enough, Bear doesn't have any NFT stories here today. Surprisingly. A lot of gravity-defying hairspray. Yes, indeed. Cossin is doing Dragon Ladies now for some reason. Probably for money. That's what Bear would assume. Still waiting. Gosh. Not to complain against Matt Cossin out there. He's doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a complaint. But still waiting on the... Remember when they actually did auctions? Remember when they did auctions all those long years ago? Still waiting on some stuff there from Matt Costin out there. So maybe when he gets done with those NFTs. I tell you what, people. The NFTs. All right, let's see. Was that it? I thought I had another one here. Yeah. I don't have it on screen here. I'm just going to read it off. From Splato Comics out there, from your boy Zach, he says, Cuffs art is complete. 50% of Jawbreakers Forever is colored. He says, hi everyone, I'm happy to say that all of the art for Cuffs Origin is now complete. So there you go. Oh, and in other exciting news, 50% of Jawbreakers Forever has been colored. So we might actually get the 4th Jawbreakers before we actually get the 3rd Lonestar out there. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright, let me do the thing with the thing and get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'll show the woods here while Bear is... Oh, I'm not showing anything. For crying out loud. Anyways, there we are. We had a nice sunset. Now it's pitch black. Pitch black, people, I tell you what. By the way, people, make sure, YouTube keeps telling me, I've got to make sure to remind people to go out there and vote. You got to go out there and vote, people. Come on. I mean, sure, early voting doesn't start until like 6 or 7 days in Florida here or something like that. That's all right. Bear just went straight up to Georgia and voted there multiple times out there. Yes, indeed. Gotta get rid of that pesky Second Amendment out there. Anyways, let me get back to it here. Let me find where we were at here. Let's see. I can get rid of some of this stuff here. Talk amongst yourselves. Yes, indeed. Get rid of that. I just need to make some room here. We were talking earlier about the iPad. The iPad, and Bear's actually using his iPad as a second screen. But if he put the screen, it would be right here. So that wouldn't work at all. Let's see. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And let's see, is that it? Let's see. I don't need... Okay, there we go. I think I've got everything here. Because I can bring up the news. The great news out here. Well, the okay news, I should say. The news is okay. Yes, indeed. Oh, waiting on things from Cossin. It sounds like plenty of people are. No, Beer Kids, again, he kept rendering on this drawing. It was, it was Quark from Star Trek Deep Space Nine and 7 of 9 from, what was that? Voyager out there. Beer never really watched the Voyager, so had a hard time with that. Yes, indeed. I can't keep up with them all, Amy says, though I do like the idea of being able to offer NFTs of digital art for people who would rather have one of those for their collections rather than prints or standard files. An NFT, says Melissa. Oh, hello, Melissa. I forgot to say hello. An NFT can feel more unique and special than a print. See, that was the thing that Beer didn't understand about some of that stuff. So let's just say you went out and you got one of those. What's the real popular ones? The not Mike's, the Funky Monkey ones. What are the other ones? Well, let's just say the Funky Monkey stuff. So you go out and you purchase one of the Funky Monkeys. So does that mean that you own the rights to? In other words, can you make those into T-shirts, or can you make those into could you market it that way and claim it as your own, since you technically own the artwork there? I'm not sure how that works as far as a or is it like what you're just saying is it's just a copy, which in that case you just go to right click and save as, and that's really all you need to do with an NFT. You don't really need to pay any money for it. It's nuts. It's crazy, people. It's crazy. Yes, indeed. Anyways, that's Bear's NFT story for today. Usually he has many, but not today. Not today. I like your little beer with that. That's Smokey. A new addition out here. And your mom looks happy too. Yes, indeed. Poor old mom. You know what? Everybody says, oh, it's great. It's fall. It's the fall season. No, people, it is a terrible time. It's a terrible time. Not because Halloween. That's not the reason that Bear's scared out here. It's because it's hunting season, people. Gotta dodge all that stuff in the woods. Craziness. Yes, indeed. Poor mom got taken out by a hunter all those years ago. Anyways, that's why we have the memorial there. Yes, indeed. All right, let's move quickly along here, people, because we actually have some news out here for you great people. So let me find where. Oh, of course, I didn't even load it in, did I? Let's see. There we go. There we are. Oh, let me put the browser up. There we are. Yes, indeed. All right. Anyways, we've been kind of following along with a little bit of the saga that's going on with Warner Brothers, and of course with DC Films. Bear's kind of taken a special look into what's going to be happening with the Batman out there. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on, people. For crying out loud. Come on, OBS. Pardon me here, people. Pardon me. Let's see, I'm still there. I'm still there. I'm still good. For crying out loud. 1 second, people. Let's see. Okay, that looks like it's working. Let's go wait for it to show up. This is what happens when you abscond the neighbor's Wi-Fi out there. Let's see, let me bring up, I've got that. Okay, so that works. That works. Okay, that'll do. That'll work. Let me just take that off just in case. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's working. I think it's working. I don't know. Don't know if it's working or not. Let me just get through this story here, and we will see. We will see together here, people. All right, here we are. Let's see. Abounding into comics, people. Yes, indeed. And J.B. Augustine, like he said earlier, kind of taking a little bit of an interest in this, mainly because of the just awful, terrible The Batman movie out there, and kind of the sort of a 3-card Monty that they're playing with the Batman out there. So you've got your Ben Affleck, the Batfleck out there. You've got your Michael Keaton Batman out there, who's going to be in The Flash, apparently. You've got your the Batman out there with Robert Pattinson. And then, of course, you've got off on its own little world out there, sort of kind of connected to Batman, I suppose. The Joker out there. So you've got, what's the new one that they're coming out with? Joker, de la Flaw, something like that. There's something French out there. So you've got like all these different Batmans out there, and they're trying to combine some of the stuff. So they're trying to bring in Keaton and also, it sounds like Batfleck out there as well, into the Flash movie. Kind of a multiverse, Spider-Man type, multiverse type movie out there. So you've already got Keaton. You've already got Ben Affleck, which it sounds like he's coming back to do the Batman movie. So it really leaves Robert Pattinson and the Batman out there kind of in limbo. So Bear's kind of hopeful, please, that they cancel that series and just go with the Ben Affleck version of it. So let me see if the chat is still going. Let's see. I'm here. Okay. I don't know if anybody else is out there. Hopefully you are. Hopefully you might have came back saying, Bear, what the hell's going on? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Well, it's the internet. What can he say? What can he say? So anyways, that would be the reason for this story here. Why is that not showing? Hold on, people. What am I doing here? 1 second. There we go. Yeah, it would help if I actually showed what I'm trying to show you, people, rather than just talking about it. Anyways, there we go. Hopefully the, unable to connect to chat. Let's see. What is going on with this? Chat's connected. Let's see, did it? I might be missing. Let's see, pop it out. Let's see if that works. 1 second here, people. There it, okay. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see everybody's thing here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let me see if I can bring this back. Yeah, I see you now, Amy. I had to pop it out. Let's see. Huh. Okay, that's weird. So let me pop it out here. Pop out chat. There it goes. Let me see if it just needs to... 1 second here, people. This is the fun of live shows. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Copy Thank you, everybody, for sticking with Bear here. Let's see. Let me get into that. Let's see. 1 second here, people. Let's see if this works. Huh. It doesn't. That's weird. Alright, well, I apologize, people. We're not going to be able to see your chats here. But Bear sees them, and he'll read them off. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we've got, let me blow this up here just a little bit. There we go. Actually, we can do the, we can do that. Not really much to see there, but, yeah, not really. Anywho, there we go. So I hope I don't have to repeat everything. We're just checking out the DC situation over there, DC films and whatnot. So there we go. All right. Let me get back to the chat here just in case. Let's see. Hold 5 claws up if you can still hear us. No. It's weird. It was weird. Someone changed the Wi-Fi password. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, Beer was just playing Metal Gear Solid 5 last night. And, ended up getting blown in the face by a shotgun, and they had snake. Very cool. That's what happens when you try and take out the what was that? Like the heavily armored personnel or something like that. There, so very cool. We all hear you. Can you not read the chat? I can read it now. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get back to it here because where is it? There we go. Walter Hamda. It might not be a household name out there or anything like that, but head of DC Films out there is the 5th executive to leave Warner Brothers Discovery following the merger. Henry Cavill looks thrilled. Or angry. I'm not sure which there. Bounding into comics and J.B. Augustine out here. The departure of Walter Hamda from DC Films and Warner Brothers is official, and the executive former producer will no longer be associated with either entity. Sounds like he got the boot. A Deadline has reported that Hamda left the Burbank Locked after 15 years with the studio as head of the New Line Cinema division. Oh man, they haven't really put out much good in many years. Which produced a Black Adam and later DC. A lot of times when you're trying to get rid of people, you have the new movie come out and everybody's talking about the new movie, and then you let the guy go and everybody's talking about the movie and not about the guy leaving there. He was appointed president of DC Films in 2018 and actually signed an extension earlier this year. We were talking about this, many months ago, kind of the division of stuff in the new Discovery Warner Brothers. I mean, people seem to think that, a studio head or something like that. No, it's like, they're right there next to the digital marketing people or something like that. It's not a big hat as it used to be out there. Let's see, they were supposed to run through 2023. The deal was terminated early, and now the former man is in charge, is waiting on a finalized exit payout. Yeah. Hamda is the latest figure from the short-lived Warner Media days to leave his post. Now that the Z-Man out there and Discovery have taken over. The exits of former Chairman Toby Emmerich of Warner Brothers Studios, Anna Sandoff of HBO Max, and content chief Jason Killer preceded him. I tell you what, just taking an axe to all. I mean, like you said, again, you're in with a number of other chief executives out there, but these are pretty much the heads there. Your head of Warner Brothers, your HBO Max side of things, your chief content. Basically, David here, the Z-Man as Bear calls him. Still trying to figure out that last name. He's wearing the gator jacket. Look at there. He's got the cool little gator. I remember those little shirts. What was that? I mean, old school stuff. You'd find them on the Goodwill, hangers and whatnot. Oh boy, a gators! I forget the name of those, but very cool. That's where he's saving his money there, buying the gator shirts there. Not that Bear wears shirts. Hamda's tenure was brief but fraught with lots of drama that mainly centered around the Snyderverse, which apparently is coming back. He was accused of racism and enabling Josh Whedon's behavior by Justice League star Ray Fisher, even though the exec wasn't working there at the time. Who? Ray Fisher. Justice League star Ray Fisher. Who is Ray Fisher? I don't know. Whatever. He did intend to softly reboot the DCEU, however, and exalts his own ideas that would stymie the return of Henry Cavill to the cape of Superman and Ben Affleck to the cowl of Batman. There we go. Ben Affleck's yelling at Superman there. Superman just like, calm down. I'm right here. You don't need to. I have super hearing, for crying out loud. You don't need to yell, Batman. By the way, how heavy is that helmet? That's got to be at least 20 pounds. That's got to be a heavy helmet there. Yes, indeed. Marco for Anthony's barbecue pizza has arrived. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about barbecue pizza. Yes, indeed. None of the Metal Gears. I'm trying to think if I've recommended any of them. Oh. 5 is really great. I really enjoy 5. If you don't play it for the story, which has got kind of an interesting story to it, but it apparently never got quote-unquote finished. What's his name? The main person there. He left. He left kind of unceremoniously booted out there, so the game was finished, but it wasn't really finished, so if you just play it as far as kind of a open sandbox adventure game, it's fantastic. If you try to play the story and do some of the other stuff, it gets kind of ground down in the details there, but just as far as a sandbox game, terrific out there. Bacon sauce, chicken, bacon, and onions. Gross. I've tried Metal Gear Solid 2, excellent game. Never played 1 or 3 though. Do you have any gator as friends living out in the woods, Florida? Yeah, of course. Bear's got the river right down the way here. Bear is on good terms with the gators out there. Yes, he is. And Bear has heard the third one is better than the second one. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think that's so, Mark. Bear never played it, so Bear's saying 5. I think 5 were just excellent. Excellent. 4 or 5, Portable Ops and Peace Walker somewhere after that. I'm not so sure about what you have to say there, Mark. I'm not so sure. 4 was more of a interactive movie than it was a video game, but it played pretty good, except for the one where you're actually as Snake. Well, you play Snake, but young Snake. Well, Snake is old in the thing, but because of nanobots, so he takes the nanobots. Or no, he doesn't. He just puts on the mask and then becomes young Snake, where he's like sneaking around Prague or something like that. And that was a hard mission. The other ones were fun though. We're just bouncing around here, people. Back to it here. His preference was, this is Hamda here. His preference was developing 2 new standalone projects, each encompassing a Man of Steel of color. One produced by J.J. Abrams, which hasn't went anywhere with the script with Tanisha Coates. That is DOA as far as Bear has heard. And one starring Michael B. Jordan as Val Zod. Again, they're trying to bring in new Superman, or in the other case, new Batmans, when it's like, you really got some good characters. You got Henry Cavill, you got Ben Affleck, 2 terrific actors out there playing great characters. Why are you going in a completely opposite direction? Strange. That whole Warner Media thing, man, what a mess. The proposal to solve DC Films' figurative Dark Knight of the Soul, Dark Knight of the Soul, yeah, was to replace Ben Affleck with Michael Keaton, who would become a senior sage and mentor for young heroes from the Flash to the canceled Batgirl. I'm sorry, Michael Keaton. None of that is on the docket anymore. With the Z-Man canceling films left and right, it's unclear what's in store for Keaton after The Flash. I kind of hope that he's in some capacity kind of still around. Maybe there's like an alternate universe and he's kind of stuck in our universe or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting. He had kind of come from the sort of Tim Burton sort of avant-garde world. So he could be kind of doing some kind of quirky things there as Bruce Wayne or something like. It'd be kind of interesting. That'd be kind of interesting to look out to. What's his face with the Batman? No, terrible. A good actor, but just terrible choice. The writing was on the wall for Hamda among insiders for some time now, so it's not a big surprise he's gone. His replacement, one that the Z-Man wants to serve as DC's answer to Marvel's Kevin Feige, hasn't been found yet. Beer made a video, some weeks back where they was like, "Oh, we found the guy," and then he's like, "No, not me. I quit." I don't think he had the job to begin with, but he was like, "No, that's not me at all." So, anywho, it would be kind of interesting. Again, Beer kind of thinks that the Batman series, I think that's done for. If they bring back, especially Cavill and Ben Affleck out there, I think that would be for the best, because it'd be really weird, oh, I'm going to go to the Batman movie. Oh, well, which one? Oh, well, it's the Robert Pattinson one. No, it's the Ben Affleck one. No, it's the Michael Keaton one. No, it's the what's his name? Jacqueline Phoenix. It's that guy's Joker, Batman, whatever. I mean, they got like 4 or 5 different Batmans. It's crazy. Plus the animated ones. They need to narrow that down. There we are. Yes, indeed. I'm in a dream, Snake Eater. It was a great song. We're still talking about. The chat. The chat gets to me every single time. People. All right. Beer actually had a alternative opinion on some of the stuff that was going on with the G4 situation over there. Actually, a really good article, again, here from Bounding into Comics here. Jacob Smith, he gets about 80% of it right. I've got a little bit of an issue with, I don't want to say issue. I think there's a couple additional things that they don't talk about here in this article here. But it's a great kind of, since we're talking about video games here, kind of a great look back on some of this stuff. Bear kind of forgot some of this stuff here as far as the G4 reboot there. Somebody said this lumberjack-looking lady here, is talking stuff, and oh yeah, did you see what happened on G4? And it's like, what? G4? Didn't that go off the air like a decade ago or something like that? What the hell? It was bad. That was the first time Beer heard something about that. It's like, oh wow, it's back, and now they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Oh, okay, all right. Opinion out there, people. A Comcast G4 reboot was doomed to fail long before, how do you pronounce her name? Is it Frosk? I want to say Frost. Frosk's sexism and gaming rant. There you go. So your multi-million-dollar... Oh, by the way, Jacob Smith out there. So your multi-million-dollar reboot died in less than a year. Aww. For the second time in the last decade, and just 10 months into Comcast's attempt to revive it, G4 is officially dead, people. It was raised from the grave and then they blew its head off. The door shut on its legacy, this time for good? Question mark? I don't know about that lady. Quote-unquote lady. 7 weeks, that's all the time it took for now former X-Play host Indiana Black, a.k.a. Frosk. I like that name. That's actually, I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. Indiana Black. Excuse me, sir, who are you? I am Indiana Black. Well, lady. Excuse me, ma'am, who are you? I am Indiana Black. Ooh. Frosk, I don't know. That just doesn't do it. Just doesn't do it for beer here. Snake Eater, the big band version featuring Tiffany Mann. Yes, indeed. Snake Eater. Yeah, very good. Very good. Search for this on YouTube after Bear Stream, of course. Yes, indeed. And you do need to hear that, Amy. It kind of reminds Bear of a very good James Bond intro song. that's just kind of how it kind of comes across. Kind of the early '60s, kind of a Goldfinger sounding song out there. Good stuff. I really like that. Really like that. Let's see. Frost, whatever, to blow the whole thing to bits. In her infamous rant out there. In a surprise to absolutely no one after she dismissively wrote off critics as disgusting, sexist, and told both current and potential audiences, if you don't like it, don't watch. People chose not to watch. I didn't even know it was there. You're welcome. You're welcome, Indiana Black. Now, of course, we could sit here and lay blame for the destruction of G4's legacy on Frost's. I keep wanting to try to say Frost's, uttering those three simple words, sexism and gaming, but that wouldn't be telling you the whole story. I think a hot take on this, and we'll come to some of this in the later bit of the article here. I think she actually, as far as Bear understands it, I haven't read the transcript or anything like that, could be off here. I think she is talking about some of the latter day G4 stuff out there where it was just, sort of booth girls out there, just kind of the one show that they had, the live show that they had, just booth girls or Playboy models or something like that. She does have some bit of a point, but the only point is that it was a dying brand, and they were trying to bring in, all these hot tots out there, and it wasn't working. So if she's just looking at that, then she kind of has a point, but that's not where she was going with that, and kind of a mean, nasty lady to begin with, and all that sort of stuff. But it's kind of interesting that there is a little bit of a kernel of truth in kind of what she was saying there. Believe it or not, a G4's revival was dead on arrival years before Frost ever opened her mouth. And why? Because after 10 years, NBC Universal never addressed the true reason to why G4 died in the first place. Well, let's find out. Let's rewind, he says. Well, let's take a drink. There we go. Initially launched on April 24th, 2002. Wow, that was 20 years ago. G4 was born of an era when the novelty of having thousands of channels to watch was as strong as a gimmick for digital cable customers as the concept of a video game-centric television channel out there. So there we go. I think I remember these two. I don't remember the fella in there. I think the two ladies here, they had it was either a review show or it was kind of a tips and tricks kind of show. This is how you get past level 35 or whatever. They were pretty good. I never considered them to be kind of the thoughts out there, that sort of deal. I can't remember either of these young ladies' names there, but they actually did really well. They did they did a good job for the production budget that they had out there. The network for gamers by gamers, that was G4's original motto. Though it had a solid enough premise, things started off less than smooth for G4 as the network had significant problems with outreach. Well, it was on channel like 437, so you had to scroll through everything just to find, and then it was G4, so it was like, what's a G4? Is that like Gatorade or something like that? Kind of weird. The other lady here, I forget her name. What was it? Morgan somewhere there. They had a good show. Not this fella. I don't like that fella, but yeah, she did really well. I didn't think she was like a giant, sex pot or anything like that. I didn't think that she was doing anything that was, would cause some of the comments that were, made many years later. In its early days, G4 was only available in roughly 15 million households. And at the time, Comcast's budget was too small to allow for the company to put any significant investment into promoting the network to potential viewers. And that's where, Tech TV, yeah, I was trying to remember the other name. Tech TV, a digital network whose target demographic was basically the same as G4's, but whose content focused on technology and internet over gaming, came in. And I think they were bought out. I think they were Canadian. I think a lot of their I don't know if they were based in Canada, but I think a lot of their talent was Canadian or something like that. So it was kind of an odd mismatch there, but yeah, you got the what was this? The X Play. You got the X Play and some of the other stuff out there. Kind of interesting stuff. If you don't like it, don't watch. Best PR statement ever. Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Ring of Power, She-Hulk. I was going to try and fold in She-Hulk to the same sort of rant here, so well, hold on to that. We'll talk about that in just a second. I want a game channel that has programming tutorials, Mario Brothers cartoons, a gaming nightly news, and a nerdy nummies cooking show. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think the what was it? I can't remember the show name, but the two here they had it was something similar to that, if Beer remembers. Kind of a little bit more of a variety, I guess, but yeah, they would do kind of tips and that sort of deal. These shows, if Bear remembers, it was more upcoming, what was coming up next, or, hey, check out the new, Call of Duty or whatever. So, there we go. Where was Beer? Despite its current reputation as the missile that sunk G4 ships, X-Play started out as one of Tech TV's flagship programs, hosted by, there we go, Morgan Webb. Morgan, I can't remember her name. And Adam Sessler. The show popularized the idea of on-screen video game reviews, made up of equal parts humor, skits, and analysis. Yes, there you go. Perhaps its most well-known show was The Screensavers. That's right, they killed that show. That was actually a really good one. A computer and technology-focused program hosted by Leo Laporte, still doing his thing, who sought to help viewers with their hardware and software-related questions out there. So there you go. They could have done both. They did something with this show. I think it turned around or something like that. But yeah, whatever. Taking notice of this disparity on March 25th, 2004, Comcast finalized a deal to purchase Tech TV from billionaire Paul Allen. Paul, man, God rest your soul. A terrible choice. He should have just kept that running. I bet you Tech TV would still be a really good channel lineup out there if they were just left to their own devices. Merging it together with G4 to create the short-lived G4 Tech TV, people. Comcast combined the best of both networks in an attempt to create a lineup of content that rivaled any other digital cable network in the mid-2000s. They were starting to do some pretty good stuff out there. Yet G4 Tech TV's ultimately ran only lasted over 8 months. As internal politics quickly brought the network's aspirations crashing down to reality. And this is where you start to get into your sort of sex pot stuff. Olivia Munn, she started, that's right, the Attack of the Show stuff. So it was kind of a, she did her thing. It was great and all and stuff like that. But I think that is where the sort of rant sort of comes from. But, a lot of people are just watching based on, hey, let me just figure out what's going on. Why are my drivers not working for Call of Duty or something like that? Hey, what's the best way to get through this level? That sort of deal. When they started to kind of die off, that's when they started to go into the sort of, hey, throw a bunch of, half-naked ladies out there. Those bunch of nerds out there, they'll watch that. That sort of deal. After acquiring Tech TV, G4 proceeded to fire. That's one of the other reasons. We'll get to that in just a second. The majority of the former employees from their San Francisco office, they were in San Francisco, and moved the entire operation to Los Angeles. Not only that, but they ended up making so many cuts to Tech TV's programming, that the only shows left from the network's standalone run was X-Play and the Screensavers. Oh, that's right, and they later was rebranded into the Attack of the Show, which that was more of a variety show. They would have the girls mud wrestling and stuff like that. Not that Bear's against that, but again, it kind of, they were losing viewers and they thought the best way to do it was to, add more cleavage. And it's like, no, just get better content. Eventually, G4 Tech TV would once again become simply G4, and this was the move that ultimately led to the channel's downfall. Though they had X-Play and Attack of the Show, G4 was desperate for any content that keep audiences engaged and their advertisers rather happy. I forget this guy's name. I can't remember him. By 2010, G4 was creatively bankrupt. As a result, the network took to airing more variety-type programming over gaming-specific shows, such as, I remember they had the Ninja Warrior stuff. It was like, what the heck? Cheaters, and a handful of random Japanese game shows. Unsurprisingly, offering only 2 flagship shows and making the rest of their daily airtime with 20-hour blocks of Cheaters, that was the other one, wasn't keeping anyone from changing the channel. Yes, indeed. Then on November 1st, 2010, G4 suffered quite possibly its killing blow when DirecTV announced that it would simply stop offering the channel due to low viewership. Who knew? Since G4 is among the lowest rated networks based on the Nielsen data, we decided to make sense for that it would make sense to focus on preserving programming that is more relevant to our larger customer base, DirecTV said at the time, making it clear they saw no value for the network. Ouch. Ouch. I'm with this guy. Ouch. In the wake of the decision, Attack of the Show host Kevin Pereri and Olivia Munn, whose chemistry was the only reason the show worked in the first place, left G4 to pursue their own respective Hollywood careers. I don't know what happened to this guy's Hollywood career. Olivia Munn did okay, but she's not an actress. She's a good model, I would say, but she's not an actress at all. Kind of, very wooden. Attack of the Show would never recover from this loss. This guy's stunned by it. Yes, indeed. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Amy, today's your day. Today is Amy's day. Because I don't know where P-Money is. There we go. All right, well, I can't do that. All right, hold on. I gotta be, balanced here. So congratulations, ladies. Congratulations. Let's see. Some kind of hidden object adventure game. Let's see. Oh, I missed some stuff here. Some of Let's Play could be good too. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. If you're going to make a game series to replace daytime TV, which series would make the best soap operas? Metal Gear's pretty dramatic there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see. You might want to wrench the bot. Well, guess what? There you go. Live and learn. And even Marco, one of Bear's most loyal viewers out there. Even Marco for Anthony doesn't have a wrench. Bear very selectively with his wrench. I should have left it on that. This is the fundamental problem with the efforts to reboot G4. After being told 12 years ago that G4 had no value in the eyes of the audience, NBC Universal decided to try to get hold by beer. But with no consideration to the question of how are we going to sell something to people that they weren't interested in back in 2010. Instead, those in charge thought that the simple act of bringing back X-Play and Attack of the Show would lead viewers to flock back to the network. However, they failed to realize that a lot have changed over the last decade, and not for the better. Well, I blame Brandon out there. The writing was on the wall for the G4 format even before the second official revival. Years after G4's first death, the first death, people. Pereri, whatever. This guy right here. Tried to keep the show going and attempted to revive Attack of the Show on his own dime. Oh, you dummy. Launching a similar styled show called The Attack on YouTube and Twitch. Which I think The Attack of the Show, wasn't that named by the fans? I think they had like a poll or something like that. Hey, what should our show be called? And that's what they did. The one lady looks way too serious there. And maybe just a tad bit cross-eyed. Just a tad bit. Yet even with the network's longest tenured history at the helm, and other former G4 hosts like Candace Bailey and Sarah Underwood popping in from time to time. The attack never worked, much like Russia. The problem was by 2015, no one was interested in Attack of the Show style programming, much less a near one-to-one clone of the entire thing. Things got so bad for whatever, that guy, that at one point the host was busted for view-botting his streams in an attempt to make it seem like the show had more interest than it actually did. Well, hold on, people. Hold on. Let's see. I gotta try that. There we go. Yeah, what that guy said. No, not there is. Oh, for crying out loud. Anyways. Bear needs to do view botting. The guy, show died nearly 2 years before NBC Universal decided to officially revive G4, and yet the powers that be decided to continue moving forward with reviving a show that nobody wanted to watch, making no real changes to its presentation, and putting it up as the tentpole of the network reboot. I have no idea what they're doing there. Why? Whatever. And then there's the Adam Sessler problem. That poor fella. He has not aged well. I didn't even realize that it was him until Bear, read the article here. I was like, oh, I remember that guy. Oh, yeah, I didn't like that guy at all. Sessler was fired from X-Play in 2012 because he had a reputation for being difficult to work with. And as the years passed, his mental state would only deteriorate. As he stated, as he started yelling at gamers, bitching about the general industry, and overall just becoming a miserable person. And then came Donald Trump. Dun dun dun. The election of Trump was for Sessler, like many, the straw that broke the camel's back for their rationality. And lost his hair, too. After the former president was elected to office, Sessler went on to become one of the most prominent faces of the internet's punch a Nazi, it's okay to dox people I don't like movements. Nice fella there. Aged really well. At this point, long-term fans of Sessler, some going back as far as his days on Tech TV and Ziff Davis TV, could no longer stand to listen to him. With every outburst, Sessler lost fans, popularity, and his credibility. So when considering a revival of X-Play, who did NBC Universal tap to host it? Not Morgan Webb, who still maintains a significant level of likability, and I'm sure she aged like a fine wine out there. With the overwhelming fans of both Tech TV and the original G4, nor any of the numerous G4 personalities that people still admire, such as Chris Hardwork, Allison Houslip, I'm not sure of her, Kristen Adam, some of these people I don't know, Chris Gore, Blair Butler, and Layla Cayley, and so many others who didn't return to the venture. Good for you. No, they brought back the Clapping Man. Yes, indeed. On one hand, it admittedly made sense to bring him back. Sessler had been associated with the network, going way back, but as said before, the man available for work now is not the same Adam from 24 years ago. Clearly not. He just needs to borrow her hair. That would work. Rather, this is a Sessler who has become a hate-monger, soaks in his own misery, and even goes as far as to wish death on those related to him because of their political voting history. To make matters worse, G4 then doubled down on handling the reboots reins to the unlikable personalities by hiring Frosk, Indiana Black out there, to host the show. That was a mispronunciation there. That's right, the two people that no one wanted to watch were put in charge of a show with a historical viewership problem. It was never going to work. That was Allison Houslip. I don't recall her. Even aside from its abysmal choice in host, the odds of their success for G4 in 2022 even worse than they were in the late 2000s, thanks to one simple factor: the internet. Beard's going to disagree with a little bit of that, but we'll go with it. With outlets like YouTube and Twitch allowing for regular players to make Let's Plays, cover gaming news, and entertaining with original content like, where am I? I'm here somewhere. Like Bear's doing right now. There was a long delay there. Right? It should have went a lot sooner, but whatever. Anyways, entertaining with original content. Like Bear's channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, people. And hit that bell. Likewise, esports has brought a significant rise to both the popularity and public support of multiplayer games. Yes, indeed. I'm out of drink. I'm going to pop a beer here. What was once considered niche has now become mainstream. And so much so that the market has become somewhat saturated. What a terrible thing to have happen to you. So in this environment, how could two shows that struggle to find an audience 12 years ago effectively endure itself to viewers today? Well, we know the answer to this question. They could not. And as a result, G4 is dead yet again. What the hell's with the buttons? What are you, like Applebee's or something? What's going on there? In his opinion, the brutal truth is that G4 peaked during the 8.5 months in which it was branded as Tech TV. Outside of that window, the brand has been fighting a losing battle for going on 17 years, and clearly no one seems to have learned any lessons from the G4 battle scars out there. Nostalgia can only go so far, and it's time for G4 legacy to rest in peace. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, they're so sad. There's the last day of their beloved show out there. Yes, indeed. Well, Beer would make one minor correction to some of the. Where am I? There we are. There you are. Let's see. Oh, I'm looking at the chat here. They blame Trump for them having a boring channel. Let's see. Right, and Beer does his show better than theirs. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And even when the neighbors change their Wi-Fi password. Yes, indeed. Phoenix Wright for primetime procedural drama. Very cool. Very cool. I would agree with all of that. One thing that Bear would disagree with here. He kind of gets to some of the point here, but not the entire thing. He says, the brutal truth is that the G4 peaked during the 8.5 months in which it was branded as Tech TV. I think that's a little short-handed. I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. And Bear would also say kind of, we were talking just briefly about She-Hulk out there. Again, Bear didn't watch, didn't see, didn't know anything about the new G4, hasn't seen, doesn't have Disney Plus or anything like that. Doesn't know anything about She-Hulk other than what other people have been saying out there. I think there's a little bit of critique out there that some of the people might be missing just a little bit. I think some of the truth is what he's talking about here. Basically, the two channels were combined together, and that's where they got a lot of their viewers. It doesn't say how many viewers, but a good amount of viewers out there. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, pardon me, people. So they had the two shows kind of connected together. What he didn't mention, well, he did mention, but let me go back up here. Where was it? Anyways, they basically fired a lot of the people from G4, or excuse me, from the Tech TV folks out there. Where was that? That they fired everybody from their San Francisco office. Sorry, people. I'm trying to find that there. Hello. I'm trying to find that there. Anyways, they were talking about how basically they. Here we go. After acquiring Tech TV, G4 proceeded to fire the majority of the former employees from their San Francisco offices and move the entire joint operation to Los Angeles. What they're missing there is the former employees. I think a lot of what we're talking about here, G4, you can talk about She-Hulk show, you can talk about a number of the other stuff there. We talked a little bit about this a couple weeks back, slightly different context. We were talking about Tyler Perry his Medea fame out there, Tyler Perry out there, how some of he runs his own studio as well, how some of his people are basically being poached by a lot of the larger studios out there, and basically having their people put into positions that they might technically be ready for. They might know the technical aspects of some of that stuff, but they might not be, either emotionally ready or intellectually ready, or, might not have found all of the ins and outs of, how to make a movie or something like that. He was mainly talking about, black directors, black producers, that sort of stuff. You can basically make that case for, anyway, you take the black out of it entirely there. There is a explosion, like what they were saying earlier, an explosion of different venues and channels and all this, streaming services, all this sorts of stuff. Content. They're always needing content. Well, you're not going to get, Steven Spielberg, or you're not going to get, a famous name to be able to do all of the shows out there, all the content that you need to be made. There's just not that many people out there. So a lot of times they'll say, hey, second or third director, you're now in the hot seat, you're now in the big seat. Go and make this movie, or go and make this TV show, or go and make this series or whatnot. They just don't have the experience there. So I think part of a lot of the reason that they failed, of course, we've talked about it before. Go woke, go broke, that sort of deal. I'm not taking anything away from any of the other things that people have said out there, but it's got to be mentioned that there are the wider variety of channels and streaming shows are great if you're consuming that, but if you're trying to produce all that stuff, number one, you've got just a deadline schedule to begin with, and now it's just being compressed, more and more and more. Plus, your corporate side is, hey, we need to get this out, we need to do it quicker, we need to do it cheaper, faster, better, blah, 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 blah. It burns a lot of people out. So a lot of people that were in the studio system, we're talking movies here now, but the studio system kind of ended in the 60s. So you kind of had your new revival in the 70s, your Star Wars, your Spielbergs, that sort of stuff, kind of new age stuff, De Palmas, that sort of stuff out there. They still had a lot of the studio people that were brought up in the system and kind of figured out how everything worked, your set designers, your costume, makeup people, even your producers and stuff like that. Well, they started to get aged out in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. And then, of course, you had the Me Too movement and all that sort of stuff. So you got a lot of people either aged out or pushed out of, movie, TV industry. And the new people that they have in there are either A, incompetent, or B, inexperienced, or C, all of the above out there. So probably, number one, I would say a majority of it was just you didn't have, the former employees here to be able to make a good show out there. That would be number one. Number two, let's just say that they went with it. Let's just say that they decided, corporate, NBC, they decided, okay, we're going to go with this, go woke strategy. We're going to get, what was it, not her, where was it, the lumberjack lady. They both did a great show. They should have brought those two girls back. Ladies, I apologize. They brought back, Indiana Black here and says, okay, let's make a go of it. I don't think that there was that much of a corporate backing behind it. I mean, they could have went out with, they could have, extended the shows, 2, 3, 4 years if they wanted to put their money into it. I don't think that there was a corporate reason for them to do it other than, again, you have a lot of people say, oh, all these corporations are, going woke and all this sort of stuff. I don't think that's the case entirely. I think a lot of it is, we're going to pretend to be woke. We're going to talk a good game about being woke and all this, social justice stuff. We're going to talk a big game as long as you, don't come back on us. As long as you don't bite the hand that feeds you, it's all good. So they could have continued to do that, but for whatever reason, the corporate structure, they decided not to. So probably both of those reasons, and then, of course, getting woke, going broke. You had no viewers out there as well, so probably all three of those. Uh-oh, my internet. Oh, for crying out loud. What's going on here? Okay, we're back. Oh, thank God. Okay. Anywho, I hope that came through. Hope that came through. That was Bear's brilliant analysis of this poor, unfortunate lumberjack gamer out here. So there's that. There's that. Still trying to figure out who's the Wonder Woman lady. I don't know. But anyways, there you go. Same thing with the She-Hulk show. They brought in a writer that had no experience writing for courtroom dramas. I mean, the She-Hulk could have been kind of an interesting series. Again, Bear's never seen it, doesn't know anything about it, so it could have been kind of an interesting kind of thing. Okay, the Avengers saved New York, but they damaged a really important lawyer's car or something like that. So the lawyer's suing him and something like that. So it'd be kind of an interesting courtroom drama of Captain America being dressed down on the stand or something. I think that would have been kind of interesting. I think the She-Hulk was kind of a if the kids were watching, the comic book movies, the She-Hulk show was probably made for, the wine moms out there. Okay, kid, we watched, what's the latest one? The Love and Thunder. We watched, Love and Thunder 27 different times. Go play in your room. Mom wants to go watch She-Hulk or whatever. So, it could have worked. But again, you just didn't have the people there that knew how to write a courtroom drama show that would have been entertaining. They seem to have watched just maybe a couple episodes of Ally McBeal and says, let's try that. Let's get the CGI dancing baby in here, and we'll make it a go of it. So, anyways, I think that's probably the reason why some of that stuff failed out there. So, I apologize. I don't mean to leave it on the horrible pictures. I'll leave it on these two lovely young ladies here. Yes, indeed. Very fancy indeed. Well, thank you, Amy. Thank you. What are we talking about here? Foodies. Ah, here we go. Okay. Oh, Grant's here. Good to see you. So sorry, so late. I just got home and threw on some food. Well, no worries. Let's see. How many times have we lost connection here? Like twice? So you're fine. You're fine. Firefax shut me off. Okay. Oh, so that's what he's talking about. Dining on a regional delicacy, fried mac and cheese. Yes, indeed. He added hamburger because I'm fall fancy and stuff. Well, I hope it is, what's the thing? Pumpkin. They got the pumpkin fresh in there. Yes, indeed. All right, people, let us wind down with a shot and a chaser here. Yes, indeed. We'll go first with the shot here. We'll go, quote unquote, with the shot here. Quote unquote here. A little bit more news, and then we'll wind it down here for you. From they've kind of went downhill. PJ Media. They used to have the great Roger Stone there, and I think he's left the site there, and they've kind of went downhill from there. But that's all right. Kind of an interesting thing here. Pfizer executive. No, haha. We didn't test if the Wu flu vaccine stopped transmission of virus. Says the Pfizer executive Janie Small, very small, admitted to the European Parliament. Pardon me here. Dang it, I need something. I'm gonna go crack open it. We talk about foodies. I will be right back. I'm gonna go crack open a beer. There we go. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yes, indeed. Where were we? Pfizer executive Jamie Small admitted to the European Parliament with a laugh, that the company did not test if its Wu flu vaccine stopped the transmission of the virus before the vaccine was put onto market. And no worries. We don't need to do that. Apparently, knowing whether a vaccine works isn't important before forcing everyone to get it right. Small made the announcement in a video tweeted by the Dutch Parliament Dutch member of the parliament, Rob Roos out there. In a COVID hearing, the Pfizer director admits that the vaccine was never tested on preventing transmission. Nah, biggie. Get vaccination for others was always a lie. No way. Bear might have his channel struck here. The only purpose for the Wu Flu passport forcing people to get the vaccination. It's neat. Anyways, they go on, they talk about stuff in the Netherlands and whatnot there, but very interesting there where they says, hey, this vaccine, it might not stop the transmission of this virus. So that's your shot. Let me take a drink of the beer here. That would be, quote-unquote, your shot. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. And now your chaser. From just the news out there, CDC Director Walensky tests positive for the Wu flu. But don't worry, people, she is up to date with her vaccines. And the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention Director Rochelle Walensky has tested positive for the Wu flu, people, the CDC said on Saturday. The director is up to date with her vaccines and is experiencing mild symptoms, the agency said in a media release. Consistent with the CDC guidelines, she is isolating at home and will participate in her planned meetings virtually. I thought, what about hanging on to death's door there? What's going on? The CDC noted that, quote, senior staff and close contacts have been informed of her positive test and are taking appropriate actions to monitor their health. Well, there you go. Just the Black Death, just running rampant out there at the CDC. Yes, indeed. So there we are. Like 30 times, who's counting? 30 times. What? She got shot 30 times? Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's definitely crazy. All right. Well, anyways. Oh, by the way, I actually I should return it here. Get back to it here because, let me find it here. No, not that. I forgot about that. One of these days. One of these days. It is a black screen. I apologize, people. We're going to get off that. But there we go. There it is. Anyways, was doing a little bit of, some B-roll stuff earlier today, so had a number of the books out here. Let's see. Got a number of them here. Hold on just one second. Oh shoot, I gotta freaking see what the score is for the game out there. Some Jawbreakers. Very cool. It was the second round of stuff. I think this was the first one that Bear got. Heard about all this ComicsGate craziness out there. This fella named Ethan Van Sciver out there, and this, your boy Zach fella, what's going on with that. So I never got the original Jawbreakers book and didn't get the original what do you call that? What do they call that? The foil. The Chromium. I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Chromium Cyberfrog cover. So this one actually came out second. Very interesting. So Uncle E had his campaign open, I think, for just the 60 days there. So he had it open for 60 days and then closed it up. Bear figured out what Indiegogo was and what was going on with all that stuff after the campaign closed. So luckily he opened it up, I think, for I think it was a week or two. To do kind of a charity auction, not an auction, a sort of charity donation of people that got this cover here, and then they came out with I think the biggest selling one was them together, right, where they were together. Bear didn't get that one, but yeah. Anyways, so there we go. There at that one. Let's see. We got what else? Oh, very, very rare. One of Bear's favorites here. Get it down. And it's signed, people. It's signed. Indeed. Back when Malin used to sign stuff without charging like $500 for it. And some black and white. Also signed. Good old RT Bear. And of course, we'll miss Taylor Grosso out there. I want to figure out whatever happened to old Taylor. tag out there. That's neat. Oh, for crying out loud, it's dead again. What the hell's going on here with my internet? Hold on, people. 1 second. Alright, well, okay. Oh, we're back. Oh, thank God. Give Bear a heart attack out here. Can bears have heart attacks? Yeah, we'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. Sure, why not, Bear? Yeah, of course you have a heart attack. Yes, indeed. The team cover-up thingy. Yes, indeed. Thank you. I like I said, I didn't have that. Oh, by the way. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite here, of course. Of course. And one of the ones that Bear didn't get to. The campaign updates, they're actually putting it into Brazil, people. Talking about the red rooster out there. Yes, indeed. Anything on the back? Oh, and it's still got the poster in there. Very cool. I don't think this one's been opened. No, because Bear got 2 of them and he gave 1 away. So, here we go. The red rooster out there. Yes, indeed. Oh, and the pin. I forgot about the pin. Oh, the pin. Oh, what a worthwhile pin that was. Shake it out. It's so tiny, though. You're like, oh boy, I got the red rooster pin. Well, look at the size of that. If we can focus. Here we go. Focus. There we go. Tiny little thing. Tiny. There we go. Anyways. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Marco for Anthony's still here. Amy's still here. Oh, thank goodness. I was honestly worried, people. Bear was worried. Yes, indeed. And there it goes again. It's giving Bear grief, so let me go ahead and... let's go ahead and wrap it up here. We're coming up on 8:30. I think that's pretty good. God, we've been on for a while. What was it, 6? Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours, people! Bear only does like an hour. Usually only does an hour. But hey, you know what? For you good people out here. We actually had a pretty nice sunset out back there, but it's set. It's set as well. Yes, indeed. Lisa is here too. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, indeed. Well, I appreciate that, but it is kind of coming in and out. Coming in and out on Bear, so we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. I hope you do appreciate the show. Once again, we try to do this Wednesdays and Saturdays. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we do try and have a lot of fun out here. So make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell for notification. And by the way, if Bear remembers here, if he can do it here, let's see, copy. And make sure you check out the archive where Bear puts all of his live shows here. So do check out the, there we go. There we are, the Barely Live archive. All sorts of fun stuff out there. Yes, indeed. All right, people. Well, you know what? All of this talk, all of this fun action with you great people, including a beer here, has made Bear hungry. Those chicken wings went right through him. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr.